Hi my friends, welcome back. This is A Course in Miracles, lesson 22. I'm going to read the lesson from the book, make some comments and then maybe give some examples. And after that, we're going to do the first practice together. So let's do it. A Course in Miracles, lesson 22. What I see is a form of vengeance. Today's idea actually describes the way anyone who holds attack thoughts in his mind must see the world. Having projected his anger onto the world, he sees vengeance about to strike at him. His own attack is thus perceived as self-defense. This becomes an increasingly vicious circle until he is willing to change how he sees. Otherwise, thoughts of attack and counterattack will preoccupy him and people, his entire world. What peace of mind is possible to him then? It is from this savage fantasy that you want to escape. It is not joyous news to hear that it is not real. Is it not a happy discovery to find that you can escape? You made what you would destroy, everything that you hate and would attack and kill. And that fear does not exist. So in these first two paragraphs, I want to highlight here the first phrase. Today's idea actually describes the way anyone who holds attack thoughts in his mind must see the world. So what I see is a form of vengeance. If what I hold is attack thoughts in my mind. So this idea describes the one who is holding attack thoughts. What is attack thoughts again? Any kind of thought that's not love, that's based in illusion. So this idea describes anyone who holds attack thoughts in his mind. Projecting these attack thoughts into the world, he perceives what he sees as self-defense. And this becomes a circle until he's willing to see. So as we hold attack thoughts in our minds, whatever kind of thought it is, that's not love, that's based in illusion, we create that perception into our physical world. We see that in our physical world, manifested in our physical world. And as we see that, what we see is a form of vengeance. And that form of vengeance we see as self-defense. For example, I have a drawing here. So let's say we are having here an attack thought, okay? This is us. And then we are having this kind of attack thoughts. Let's say fear of being abandoned, not being loved, being judged, or something else. So we have created a perception in our world. And we see that because we are creating that, so we see that manifested. We see that false perception manifested in our world. And that scene is a form of vengeance. Okay? That scene is a form of vengeance. And then I ask myself, but a form of vengeance against who? ourselves. So what we are seeing is a form of vengeance against yourself. So think about it. If you have fear of being abandoned, of not being loved, or I don't know, something else. This is a kind of attack thought because it's based in separation, in fear, right? And then you, based on this kind of attack thought, you have your perception. And that perception is what you see manifested in your physical reality. And as you see that, you are creating you are seeing a form of vengeance against yourself, because you are creating that vengeance against yourself. It's like it's just you who is gonna suffer with that. And why that's a circle, is a vicious circle until we can see that we are doing that to ourselves. Because the only person that has the power to stop is you. That's why we see, I'm going to give this example because it's easy. That's why we see people repeating the same cycles, the same lessons in relationships, even though they go to a different partner. Even if they get many relationships, but if they still didn't learn what they need to learn, they are going to keep attract the same kind of relationship until they learn that. Is a circle that doesn't stop until you see, and then you stop. Until you see what you're meant to see. For example, if you are afraid of not being loved, maybe because you need to love yourself first. Or if you are afraid that you are not safe, then maybe you have to create the safety within yourself first. Or maybe you are afraid of not being enough, of being judged. So how are you judging yourself? How are you becoming controlling with yourself in whatever you are doing in your life? So all these things that are showing up in our reality are just reflections of what we need to see within ourselves. And while still having some kind of attack thoughts, we are still seeing some form of vengeance. And this example could be like as simple as that, like things that happen in our daily life, or it could be as complex as the entire creation of this realm of duality and separation. The entire concept of being separated of everything and everyone. Where we are not caring about what others are feeling or something like that. While we still not seeing them for the divine expression that they are, and we still didn't forgive them. So that's could go this way too, as complex as that. But let's do it simple today, okay? Let's continue. Look at the world about you at least 5 times today, for at least a minute each time. As your eyes move slowly from one object to another, from one body to another, say to yourself, I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. At the end of each practice, ask yourself, is this the world I really want to see? The answer is surely obvious. So here, when the practice says, I see only the perishable, I see nothing that will last. For me, I feel that as we are in this realm and everything is temporary, is very malleable, we can create different outcomes, different manifestations. Nothing is eternal here in this realm, okay? Everything is temporary. So that's why I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. Even if what you're seeing makes you happy, even if what you're seeing makes you sad, doesn't matter. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. Because even the happy moments here, they are temporary, they are limited. And what I see is not real. Why is not real? If it's still based in attack thoughts, it is not real. And that's why what I see is a form of vengeance. Is this the world I really want to see? And another example that came to my mind about this kind of attack thought that we have projected in our minds and we see as self-defense. It's like when you have an argument with someone in your mind, and a future argument or something that you didn't said at the time of the argument, and you are replaying that in your mind. That kind of attack is still creating what you're going to see as a form of vengeance against you, which still continues creating a circle until we are willing to change, until we are willing to stop. And that's not real. And that's temporary. And that will not last. And that's why it's a form of vengeance. So I hope we can practice this lesson as present as possible. Try to really get in the idea of the lesson. What I see is a form of vengeance. And break the cycles. Break the cycles of attack thoughts in our minds. So let's do the practice together. So I invite you to take a deep breath. I invite you to become as present as possible. And as you move, you open your eyes and you move your eyes slowly around you, from one object to another, from one body to another. Say to yourself slowly, I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. And then ask yourself, is this the world I really want to see? Is this the world I really want to see? Take a deep breath. And that is one practice. Before you go, I have one more example. Let's say you have done this practice and you look around you and you see that everything is temporary. And then you ask yourself, is this the world I really want to see? So whatever came to your mind, maybe when you ask this question, is this the world I really want to see? Then you think to yourself, no, I want to see, maybe, well, came to my mind, maybe came to yours too. I want to see a world with more peace, with more abundance, with more love, with safety, with all those good things that came to your mind. I want to create a world like this or like that. So when we ask this question, maybe you're going to get an answer in your mind. Is this the world I really want to see? Or maybe I deserve more. I deserve to take care of my body. I deserve to love myself. I deserve to create an income that will help me have a more comfortable life. I deserve to be more present, grounded. I deserve to be more in nature. Then probably when you ask this question, you are going to have all these things that you really want in your life come running to answer you. And it is obvious that you don't want to be unhappy. Obviously, you don't want to be sad or do not have money to buy the things you need, or to not have love in your life. Obviously, you don't want that. But until we address what's going on, that our thoughts, our attack thoughts, are creating what we see. And what we see is a form of vengeance against ourselves. Until we see that and stop the cycle, stop the circle from come from us against us, come from us against us, come from us against us all the time. Until we see, and when we see, we can change. When we see, we can stop. Doesn't mean it's gonna be easy, but we are taking the first step. The first step on seeing that whatever is going on in your life, that whatever is happening, it is temporary. And if it is an attack thought, it is not real. And if it's not real, you are seeing a form of vengeance. So that's it for today. Well, thanks so much for practicing with me. I hope I could express myself in a way that was helpful, because these lessons, guys, well, I'm doing my best, but as I'm doing for the first time, I would say that sometimes take me some time to understand, to really sink in the meaning, and to actually make it practical. But because I don't want to make like just the oracle, I don't want to just tell in theory. I want to really make it practical, how we use that in our daily lives, how we practice that. So that's it. I hope it was helpful. And I hope you have an amazing day today. Thank you so much for practicing me. Thank you so much for sticking here with these videos. And I hope you have an amazing day today. Thank you so much. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.